Welcome to Horror Flood Digital's podcast, the Bodies at Midnight podcast. I am your host, M. Hammond Strickland, and this podcast is brought to you by our sponsors, nobody, because we have no sponsors. This is our first episode, which we are going to bring you horror, and more horror, everything related to horror, and whatever is going on in horror. All right? So you're just stuck listening to me. Just ramble on and talk. If you don't like it, just listen anyway, because there's probably going to be something that you like. All right? So, to jump things off with our first ever, this is our first ever podcast. First ever. Yep, there's not a whole string of these things. Nope, it is just the first one, the first episode. So I do thank you for tuning in. Little side note, we have just hit 400 followers on our IG page. That is at Horror Flood Digital on IG. I appreciate it. We started this about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. Yeah. And so for us to hit 400 followers is great. I really appreciate the support, and I hope you guys are enjoying the page. If you have anything that you want to promote, you want me to shout you out, you just want me to talk about, and we love promoting everything that has to do with horror. So please DM me, and I'll be happy to help, pretty much. So moving on, let's talk about what's going on in the world of horror. That was my own sound effects. Like I said, this first episode, so you're going to get a lot of bootleg stuff, so don't judge me, and if you do, F word. Yep, the big old F word to you. Yeah. So, what's going on in the world of horror? Spawn. What's it? Todd McFarlane's? I think that's his name, or is that the guy that created Family Guy? Yeah. I don't know. I think it is Todd McFarlane. Anyway, Spawn is getting a reboot. Yes, a reboot. Now, I was a fan of the previous one, which was with Michael Jai White. That was pretty good. It had like John Leguizamo in it, and a couple other people. I remember their faces, but not the names. And pretty much is he's actually one of my favorite actors, because I like the action movies and the martial arts, but when it comes to flat out acting, nope, can't say that I'm a fan. I don't really think he can act, but hey, that's just me. But he did all right for Spawn. He did okay. The movie was not a complete ass waster. It actually was entertaining. But they have now cast Jamie Foxx to be Spawn. Oh, I'm so hyped. I mean, you got Ray playing the superhero now. Ray. Wanda from A Living Color, the star of the Jamie Foxx show. I mean, the singer Jamie Foxx. I mean, wow. You got Jamie Foxx now playing Spawn. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Because I think Jamie Foxx is a really talented actor, and he's a gifted comedian. And it'll be new and refreshing to see him in this type of role. I mean, we've seen him in, Sleepless. We've seen him in some action films, but I think this one will be done right. I have confidence. I have full confidence in Jamie Foxx and powers that be, that they are going to, knock this one out the park. So am I looking forward to Spawn? Yes, I am. All right. People were wondering about the Friday the 13th reboot. It's been nixed. It's been nixed for a while now, and this is probably old news to some, but it's probably new news to some others who didn't hear the other news that would make it old. But yeah. So they scratched it. I guess the studios and the powers that be weren't exactly happy with the direction of it and pretty much pulled it. I believe it was Paramount, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong because I'm not fact checking any of this. I'm just going off memory of stuff that I read So if I'm wrong, hey, comment about it. 'Cause that'll just help me look in and, look back at it, and then I'll do a recap, and then, I'll just tell you go fuck yourself. But thank you for checking me about it. So appreciate it. So yeah, I was really looking forward to it. I thought that the last one was pretty cool. I've watched it like a million times. Had the guy from Supernatural on there. So I thought it was pretty cool, man. I really liked it. And so they were redoing it. I didn't know the story that they were doing, but I'm just excited anytime they do a new, Friday the 13th. But the fact that they nixed it, I was a little upset. That got nixed along with the Tales from the Crypt reboot. Now, that one really hurt because I was a big fan of Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Crypt. I'm sorry, Tales from the Hood. Actually, they have a second one coming out. I know I'm jumping around, but there is a Tales from the Hood 2 coming out. I just saw the previews and the trailer, a couple of weeks ago, so I'm excited about that. So be on the lookout for that. But the Tales from the Crypt reboot, I think they had already started filming and everything, but it was a legal situation. From what I heard, they pulled it. It was going to be shown on TNT. They had the trailer come out for it, and it looked badass. I'm talking, it looked badass, and I was a little upset that they didn't release it. And from the articles that I read, they said that it was just a lot of legal hurdles, like about the rights and all of that stuff. Man, when you're dealing with these big studios, that's just what you got to deal with. You got to deal with the rights and who has ownership and licenses and releases and all that. It's a big mess. That's why they have all that money to deal with the lawyers and the accountants and, getting clearances and all of that. So a lot of times your favorite shows, it's not that the ratings weren't there, or it's not that there's no interest. It's because of the legal mumbo jumbo that corporate America or these big studios, everybody wants their slice of the pie, and everybody tries to play the A side of contract negotiations and all of that, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So therefore, we as the consumer, as the fans, as the supporters, get left in the dark, and there's really no explanation for why. So there will be no Tales from the Crypt reboots, at least not for now. Hopefully they get it together and they will bless us with it. I was a little iffy about it coming out on TNT, but it is what it is. But yeah, there will be none. But what I am excited about is Halloween. Halloween is coming out. Yes. Halloween is coming out. I believe it's in October on Halloween, somewhere around there. But anyway, don't get too hyped up and just think that they're just going to keep on following, because there have been so many Halloween movies. I mean, you got the ones, the original ones that followed that format. Then Rob Zombie, my favorite director, and we'll talk about him a little bit later, he did 2 fantastic reboots, which a lot of people didn't like. I did. I really did. I really liked Rob Zombie's version of Halloween. I loved it. And but now they're ignoring all of those. This is supposed to be 20 years later from the original one. So from the second one on up to the second Halloween that Rob Zombie did, yeah, they're just like, fuck you. You spent your hard-earned money to go in there and go watch that, go to the movies and get hyped up, all the promo, all the people, and, they're pretty much like, hey, fuck you, and fuck the fact that you watched all this stuff that now doesn't exist, because we just scratched all of that. So now it's pretty much just, they said, forget all those movies, and we're just going to go straight to 20 years later. So they're just trying something different. They're doing something completely different, completely off the reservation. And, hopefully it's, from the trailers, it looks really good. It looks really good. I'm really excited. It looks like something I'll be definitely front and center here in Atlanta. I don't know if this is everywhere, but they do premiere the movies like Thursday night. So I'm usually front and center Thursday night. to go watch these. So I will be standing in line, getting my tickets when they go on pre-sale, and I will be watching it. Okay. They are filming Stranger Things 3. Okay. Now, like I said, I am based in Atlanta. I'm actually in Gwinnett County, and they are filming Stranger Things 3 at Gwinnett Place Mall. That is pretty awesome. I went in there today, actually. And this is actually before I knew all of this, and I actually saw some of the set. And I was like, wow, what is this? And then when I looked it up, what do you know? Stranger Things. They got a whole piece of the mall, and they made it look retro and everything. And there is a casting call, by the way, if you are in the Atlanta area. I think it was Backstage Casting that you can go to and be an extra on there. I think I'm a little bit too old, but I do like Strange Things. And I do like Stranger Things. So that's one of the shows I'll binge watch as soon as it drops. Yes. So, so pretty much, if you want to know what's going on in the world of horror, okay, I just want to give you guys some sites that I go to that give me a lot of news. Like, you know, first of all, I go to IG. IG has everything. I'll follow anybody that has anything to do with horror because I love you guys. Okay, the love is genuine. I freaking love horror. And I'll go to iHorror. I love iHorror. Go there. Allhorror.com. There is Bloody Disgusting. Freaking love Bloody Disgusting. They give me all the news that I need and more, stuff I didn't know, stuff that I don't care about, but they give it to you anyway. That's what I'm talking about. So in this pre-trial of our podcast, we asked for help from our supporters, from our listeners. Okay? We asked for topics that you want me to talk about. Because we're going to start off with every Saturday at midnight-ish, which is actually could be Sunday. Yeah. And the podcast is going to be pretty short. It's going to be in a format like this. This is really just an introduction so that you can know who I am and I can find out who you are. I want to know, here at Horror Flood Digital, this is the new concept that we're doing. The overall concept, we want to be a platform for all things horror. We love horror, so we're going to be bringing you podcasts. We're going to be bringing you a lot of content in news throughout the week. I post several times a day on our IG page. That's where we're most active, but we do have, Flood Digital on Twitter. We're there, but we're mainly on IG, and we're trying to bring you just little fun facts and everything like that. And we're going to continue to bring this stuff, but we also, what I'm really excited as we close out this podcast for this first episode, our first original film called Trapped in the Middle of Nowhere. Okay, now shameless plug because I am starring. No, I'm not. That was a lie. I am in it though. I'm directing, I'm writing, and I'm producing this film. Okay, we do have the Kickstarter that is up. So if you guys would go to Kickstarter, click on Trapped in the Middle of Nowhere, and look at our campaign. I mean, even if you can donate $1, $2, $5, $10, hey, we have a lot of rewards on there, and we really want this to be about the people. This platform is for independent horror. We're not bound by the studios. We're doing everything from the muscle, everything from the ground up, and we're doing it for you. I am a big horror fan, and I'm talking to all horror fans. So, in closing, I would like to ask that you please support, please share. This will be on our IG page, and it will be on our YouTube page. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell after you subscribe. The podcast, it probably is going to come more often than just once a week, depending on how people are feeling about it. But let me know what you want me to plug. Let me know what you want to talk about. I am here for it. So, in closing, and I'm probably going to give you another one in the next couple of days. I'm not going to wait till Saturday. So, I am M. Hammond Strickland with Horror Flood Digital. This is the Bodies at Midnight podcast. Peace.